Welcome back to my weekly cancer journey video. A little update if you saw my video last week. I watched a podcast and learned about eating kiwi with the skin on daily. I incorporated it into my daily routine and it worked. Typically, after my chemo treatment, I experience constipation for a couple of days. Probably too much information, but that's the way it is. But not this time. The first time since I started treatment over a year ago. Please make sure to like, share, and subscribe to my channel to learn more of these tricks and traits for healthy living. This week's message is called God in the Waiting Room, because we all know that life brings us into seasons of waiting, some short, some long, some heartbreaking. And today I want to talk about how God meets us there and how He uses the people around us to carry us through those waiting moments. This week I found myself again sitting in the waiting room, like so many of you who have or will. Waiting for labs, waiting for scans, waiting for that door to open and the nurse to call my name. But something stood out to me this week. I looked around the room and realized we weren't just a bunch of patients. We were people holding each other up, sometimes with a glance, sometimes with a smile, sometimes just by sitting in the same silence together. My scripture this week is Colossians 3:12-15, which happens to be my daughter-in-law's favorite verse. Therefore, as God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourself with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity. Let the peace of Christ rule in your hearts, since as members of one body, you were called to peace, and be thankful. These verses remind us that God never intended us to walk through our waiting seasons alone. Whether it's a hospital waiting room or waiting room of life, God places people all around us, family, friends, neighbors, nurses, even strangers who carry pieces of our burden. Waiting can sometimes feel isolating, but God uses relationships to remind us how we belong to a body. We need compassion when fear arises. We need kindness when the days feel heavy. We need gentleness when we're fragile. We need patience from those who love us, because this journey, emotionally and physically, is unpredictable. I think about the people who sit beside me on this journey. The friend who sends a text at a perfect time, or a turtle at a perfect time. The nurse who remembers my name every time I come in. Hi, Miss Terry. Great to see you. The family member who listens even when they don't know what to say. The fellow patient who gives a nod that says, I get it. These are the people God places in our waiting room. Some of the most sacred encounters we'll ever experience happen not on the mountaintops of life, but in the waiting rooms, where love has a way of binding us together. Colossians says to put on love because love is the glue, it's the warmth, it's the reminder that God is present through the people He sends. And maybe the most healing part of waiting is realizing this: God never wastes a waiting room. He uses it to deepen our relationships, soften our hearts, and draw us closer to Him and each other. To go along with this theme of warmth and comfort, I'm sharing a simple healing recipe, a ginger lentil soup. Just like relationships, this soup is full of ingredients that strengthen, soothe, and nourish us from the inside out. Begin with 1 medium onion, 2 carrots, 2 stalks of celery, 1 tablespoon fresh ginger, 2 cloves of garlic, chopped and diced. Place 1 tablespoon of olive oil in your soup pot. Sauté onions, carrots, and celery in olive oil for 5 to 7 minutes. Add ginger and garlic and sauté another 5 minutes until fragrant. Add a teaspoon of turmeric and salt and pepper to taste. Pour in 4 cups of vegetable broth and 1 cup of red lentils. Simmer for 20 to 25 minutes. Add a couple handfuls of spinach. Finish with fresh lemon juice for brightness and healing. Ginger soothes inflammation, lentils provide strength and protein, turmeric calms the body, and lemon refreshes the spirit. Thank you for spending this time with me today. Whether you're waiting for healing, for answers, or just for a better day, remember that God is there with you, and so are the people He has placed in your life for this reason. My pastor this past week said some people are in your life for a season, some for a reason, and some for a lifetime. Clothe yourself in compassion, kindness, and love, and let the peace of Christ settle in your heart as you go through your own waiting room. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe. Until next week, may you feel surrounded by love, strengthened by community, and held by God.